Senator Sasse, and then Senator Wyden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm not showing a light. You hear me? Great, thanks. Thank you both for being here. Congratulations on your nomination. Mr. Fonzone, I'd like to go back to the conversation that Vice Chairman Rubio started with and that you and I discussed on the phone. Can you explain to me who Huawei is? Do you regard them as a private sector company? And what do you think of the role that they've played in the Chinese Communist Party's genocide in Xinjiang?
No, thank you, Senator, for the question. And I know we discussed this before the hearing. I'm well aware of what Director Haynes has said about Huawei, about the fact that Chinese telecommunication companies pose a significant counterintelligence risk, and she specifically named Huawei. And I'm also aware of the amount of focus this committee has placed on the risks posed by Huawei. If confirmed, I would obviously have access to the latest intelligence, including about Xinjiang, and that would be what would guide the factual underpinning of any legal analysis I provided to Director Haynes if I was lucky enough to be confirmed.
But I'm trying to ask a different question. I'm trying to ask, why would you make a decision to work for Huawei, given who they are? And this isn't new news. You worked in the NSC in the Obama years, and the 2019 DOJ indictment of Huawei on things as mundane relative to the genocidal issues we were just talking about in Xinjiang, but as mundane as their intellectual property theft from T-Mobile from 2012 through 2014 was laid out in the indictment 2 years ago. And this was roughly the time that you were working for them. 2018, I think, was your legal work for them. 2017, 2018. But that followed you leaving the Obama administration. Did you think Huawei was a morally neutral or a neutral or a good actor?
No, thank you, Senator. It was 2018. You're correct there. As I stated in response to Senator Rubio's question, my firm asked if I would help address some questions on how U.S. administrative law works. I did a very small amount of analysis with respect to that question, less than 10 hours.
But you knew it was for Huawei?
I did know it was for Huawei. And
who did you think they were? Because they're the bad guys.
Senator, I understand the concerns you have about Huawei.
Do you have the concerns about Huawei?
I'm very aware of what Director Haynes has said about Huawei, what this committee said about Huawei, and if I was confirmed, I would be driven by what the intelligence community's views are of Huawei. That would underpin my analysis. I did the work I did because a partner asked me to help a company understand U.S. law, and that's the advice I provided in a very small amount of work. And there's been no follow-up with it since then.
This is a company that's involved in genocide, and this is a company that habitually, systematically is involved in stealing IP from U.S. companies. Helping them with rulemaking or their understanding of rulemaking is not helping a morally neutral actor, and it's not helping them comply with U.S. law. It's helping them figure out how they can skirt U.S. law. You're well aware, I assume, that China's national security laws compel China's ostensibly, but not really, private sector companies to share all their information with the government, correct?
I'm not an expert on Chinese law, but that sounds accurate to me, yes.
Thank you. Mr. Holmgren, INR is very important, and I think those of us who feel a responsibility to not just help provide oversight for the now 18 intelligence agencies with Space Force, but also to express gratitude for a lot of people who work in the intelligence community who don't have people, private citizens, able to thank them often. INR is critically important. It obviously has an illustrious history, but it's also had challenges over the years in intelligence sharing with the broader community. Can you give us your sense of what INR's particular challenges are as you arrive that you need to deal with, and how do you advance the agenda of intelligence sharing with the broader community?
Thank you, Senator, and I appreciate those remarks about INR. Again, INR is unique in the intelligence community in that it is the only one of three all-source intelligence agencies that serves at the intersection of intelligence and diplomacy. And so if confirmed, I think that the major challenges that I understand INR is facing also align to the priorities I indicated at the top. But importantly, in making sure that our finite resources are aligned and strategically and efficiently prioritized against the big four: China, Iran, Russia, North Korea, as well as some other important threats. Secondly, on the technology front, I think there's both, in my view, a need to further enable INR's technology modernization program so that it can support our customers, but also the cybersecurity imperative to make sure that we are adequately protecting its data networks and systems. And then finally, on the talent side, INR has a really long and rich tradition of attracting some of the best and brightest experts who spend their careers at INR. We want to encourage that, but at the same time, make sure that we have sufficient expertise on the team to address a bunch of really challenging new technical issues in the emerging technology space.
Thank you. Thanks for your charity yesterday on our schedule bumps as well. I look forward to continuing the discussions about emerging tech. I'm out of time now, but I'll follow up with you. Thank you.
Senator Wyden.